Stitchy Tube. Hurry up and watch Stitchy Tube. Ah! I'm still trying to get ready for market and I leave today for Nashville. But I promised y'all that I would show you my new pieces and I've got 5 new ones and 2 kind of reintroductions and a bunch of old other great stuff. So I'm going to show you what I've got that's new. This is going to be super quick today because you can see over that shoulder, that box. I've been waiting for that and it's super late in coming, and it's the clear plastic thingies that I have to put my charts in, and I have like so many charts to pack yet. Now market's not until Saturday. I leave today. I'll get in late tonight in Nashville, and then tomorrow I'll be working on setting up my booth and packing those charts. I'll pick up my friend Sue at the airport in the afternoon. You can see my hair's all crazy. It's fun, but it's fun. Don't worry. I got a spot on my nose too, a little stress spot. Lovely. Super excited about my new things. Hope you are too. These are in no particular order, and I'll tell you just a little bit about each one. This is going to be super quick today. None of the regular, what I'm all into right now is getting ready for market. That's it. Okay. Oh, how cute is that? So this one is called Basket of Eggs, and it is available as a kit that comes with the Weeks Dye Works, the button, and the 30 count Weeks Dye Works straw linen. It also will be available just as a chart. Which I do sometimes because then that way you can pick your own fabric, your own threads, or just collect the chart if you like. But I will have some kits. This one is going to be a tutorial that will be released on March 12th, which is my birthday, where you will learn how to do the finishing. The finishing for this took 20 minutes. Seriously, it's super easy. The little boxes you can get at Hobby Lobby in the floral department. It's a little drawer that I think you're supposed to like make a floral arrangement out of, but I thought it would be super cute sitting on a table or a shelf, and it's just the perfect size, and you could use this for other designs of course too. The tutorial will be free, and it'll show you how to do this kind of finishing super quick, super easy, super cheap. I bought a bunch of these drawers to take to market, so if shops don't have a local Hobby Lobby or they just want to grab some on the way, I'm going to have those boxes available too. Basket of Eggs. Brand new, brand new. Okay. Queen Victoria, I told you I'd have a piece. And this one is called God Save the Queen. And it celebrates actually the death of Queen Victoria. She was such an interesting person, and she was very fascinated with death. And you know that her husband, Albert, died young. And so she wore black for the remainder of her days to mourn him. But when she died, she wanted to be buried in white to celebrate their kind of remarriage. You know, they're getting back together in heaven. And so this sampler actually celebrates some of the things that Queen Victoria was buried with or that were important to her at the time of her death. Now she's in white because, like I said, she wanted to be buried in white. This is actually, the design is based on her actual wedding dress, which you can see pictures of online. If you Google Queen Victoria's wedding dress, you'll see pictures. And even her jewelry and her head thing is all based on what it actually looked like. She was buried with books. One of her favorite books was called A Noble Life. She was buried with photographs. This is a little reproduction of a photograph of her husband, Albert. I don't know if she was buried with any of her dolls, but she's quite famous for having played with dolls when she was younger, and this actually looks like one of the dolls. You can see pictures of those online too if you look them up. JB is the initials of John Brown. He was a servant to the royalty and somebody that it is rumored that she married secretly when she was older. He was kind of gruff around the edges and he kind of bossed her around, but she was crazy about him, and she ended up making statues of him, and when she died they destroyed most of the statues except for one, but those are his initials. And then she was also buried with 3 wedding rings, hers, Albert's, and John's, and then also a lock of John's hair and a photograph of him. The phrase here, "I will be good," is when she was younger, like 5 or so, she was looking at a family tree, and she kind of figured out, she was like, "Mom, will I be queen?" And her mom said, yes, you probably will be. And she said, "Well, I will be good." And so I just thought that was kind of a neat little statement. After Albert died, they took a cast of his hand, a plaster cast of his hand with his wedding ring on it, and made, I think, several copies of it, because there's one that you can actually see online. But she was buried with, she slept with that hand for the rest of her life, but she was buried with it as well. Roman numeral number 9 is for her 9 children. I reproduced a little piece of mourning jewelry, which she was famous for wearing, black jewelry after Albert died. She also was buried with Scottish heather, which was important to her. She really valued her time in Scotland. And so that's just kind of a reproduction of that. I hope you like it. I think it's really cool. It's stitched on a brand new color by Picture This Plus called Bramble. I did mine on 40 count. You, of course, could do yours on whatever you like, but I liked that it was kind of spooky gray, beigey, very pretty. Okay. Next one. This one is called Here Lie My Needles. And this one is the one that celebrates the festival of Harikuyo, which is a Japanese festival honoring broken, fallen needles. People who make kimonos once a year have a celebration where they bring their rusty needles and pins to the temple, and they insert them into a brick of tofu, which I represented right here. And they basically just thank the needles for their service, which I think is kind of a cool idea, because what do we do when we break a needle? I'm always like, how do I throw this away even? Because I don't want my garbage man to get poked. Anyway, you can tuck your broken needles and pins onto this sampler. I left a place for you here that you can just insert them here. And I ran a strip of Weeks Dye Works wool across the bottom, so you have room for more. And it's just kind of a cool little sampler. It's stitched on 40 count. Can't remember. R&R Reproductions, coffee tea dye, in Weeks Dye Works, and a little sampler threads. Very fun to do, really fun. And then I decorated it with some antique buttons, but you could dress it up as you like. Okay, this is kind of a reintroduction, and this is a reproduction. I did not have time to get my reproduction done in time for market, but I'm reintroducing this one because it's a beautiful springy sampler. It's called Ann Hobbs. And I feel like this one got entirely missed when it came out. It's so pretty. And when I take it to market, I sell a lot of patterns, but then there's like no call for it. And part of the reason is the first time that I had it printed, the photography was okay. I had taken it to a local printer and it printed really dark. And so it wasn't a very good looking chart. So I've redone the cover and I'm re-releasing Ann Hobbs, which is a lovely little sampler stitched on 40 count homespun by Lakeside Linens in silks. And it's a very pretty, very pretty springy colors, yeah? Okay, Ann Hobbs. Oh, and I forgot one. I'm gonna show you at market. I'll show you at market because I don't have lots of time to do updates. But I wanted to point this one out too because this is another one that I felt like in the Jenny Bean series, I feel like it got missed. Christmas and Halloween were really popular. Humble Servant, I really like. It's one of my favorite ones. And it's got a cow, and it's a very farmy looking vibe, which I was kind of trying to go for this market. I'll show you my booth later. It's going to be awesome. This, again, is stitched on a 40 count, I think Navy Bean by Lakeside Linens, but you could stitch it on. I actually went and over-dyed it this week because I took it apart and cleaned it, just because they get kind of dusty when they sit in a box like this. The box is from Old Colonial Designs. It's stitched in sampler threads. I just think it's really cute. And, like I said, very farmy. A lot of these models I will end up losing to, I let shops borrow them. Typically Lindy from the Silver Needle borrows a lot of my models. And so I wanted to show some of these to you real quick before she takes them. This is, remember I told you I was going to do a piece with a technique that rhymed with schmandel-schmicking. I designed a candle wicking piece. And I don't know if y'all remember candle wicking from like the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s. Basically, cream colored knots on muslin. And candle wicking came about because people who were settling colonial America did not necessarily have access to good needlework supplies, obviously, because they had trade routes, and silks and linens were probably not high on the list of priorities of things to truck out to Montana. So ladies out there, though, still wanted to do needlework, right? Because we all love to do needlework. And they could get muslin, which was used for a lot of different things, and candle wick thread. And so they would use needles and make knots on this muslin linen to do like quilt covers and decorations. And a lot of times when you saw candle wicking, it's, the knots kind of make a shape or a pattern, and they're spaced a little ways apart each. I started to do mine that way, and I thought, you know what, I kind of want to update the look of this a little bit, kind of for the new, what century we're in, 21st. And so this one is called Candle Chicking, is the name of the pattern. And this one also, I keep making you wait, this one is also going to come with a lesson on how to do the candle wicking knot and how to do the finishing. On March 12th is when that will be released. So you can get the pattern, and then you can watch the YouTube video for free. I'm not going to charge you in any way to watch those tutorials. You can watch it, and if you hate it, just that's fine. And if you watch it and you love it, buy the pattern, and that goes with it, and you'll be able to finish what you're doing. But here it is. I'm very proud of this one. I think it turned out really, really cute. So there it is, candle chicking. And it's this little display you can find right now at Hobby Lobby, and with the spring, you know, baskets and things. It's very, very cute. It has the chicken wire in the back and the basket. It all came as one piece. The top I painted to look rusty, and there are instructions in the chart, and there will be instructions in the tutorial of how to get that kind of rusty look, because it's very shiny if you buy it. It's not expensive. I think it was around $30, but everything is 40% off all the time. And so it's a really cheap finishing technique. Cotton bowls, you'll learn how to mount your chicken onto this board and then attach it to your display. I'm even going to talk about how to dye little paper mache eggs. So if you think you want to do this project, run to Hobby Lobby. Run, don't walk, to Hobby Lobby and get this display. Get some eggs. They're available right now, paper mache eggs. They're like $4 for like a dozen and a half or something, and they're always on sale too, so they're very cheap. Finish with a little button here, and the cool thing is that this it comes with a hanger, and so you can actually hang this on your wall, and it just is cute, 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 and it was super fun to do. I did that in an evening with 3 colors of pearl cotton. All it is knots. It's colonial knots, and it's super cheap. It's just a piece of, I didn't use muslin, I used a cream colored fabric that I got at Hobby Lobby that was just a cotton off-white, and then 3 colors of pearl cotton. I like that the knots end up looking like, kind of like chicken feed. It's very cute, and it was fun to do, you know. I'm excited about that. Okay, then I want to show you one more piece that I know I'm going to lose back to Lindy. A lot of times she takes my pieces, and it's fine. Right after market, and so a lot of times the only time I get to spend with these pieces is when they're brand new, and then I never see them again. This one is called Mercy Goodheart, and she's had this one since it came out pretty much. I asked to borrow it back recently for something, and so she sent it back in the mail, and I took it to that retreat that I went to. This is a pattern that I released, I think in 2014 or 2015. It was really fun to stitch. It's on a 40 count Lakeside linens. I want to say pearl barley maybe, in silks. Very proud of this one. I really like the way it turned out. The colors are very, very pretty. I will have this chart at market too if you want to ask your local shop to pick you up a copy. The bird is really cute, and I kind of did the stages of a butterfly here. You've got a butterfly, a cocoon, and a caterpillar here, and you know, it's just kind of pale teals and strawberry reds and beiges and green, mossy greens. It was very fun to stitch, and just fun to do each of the little buildings in the town. So if you haven't seen that one yet, maybe ask your local shop to pick you up a copy so you can stitch this one too if you need a good big piece. That's it. I gotta go because I got so much to do, but I wanted to show everybody what's new. I hope you like it. I hope you love it. I hope you, if you hate it, don't tell me. I don't want to know. But I've been working really, really hard, and the next few days are going to be kind of whirlwind, but I'm planning on doing market updates at market if the internet speed is going to be good enough for me to upload videos online. I don't know what that's going to look like at the hotel. I've never tried that before. If I can't upload from the hotel, I will continue filming at market and then do a video when I come back, like a market recap. I'm hoping to be able to interview a few designers and have a few shops say hello, and just, you know, have people stop in and, you know, show you my booth and kind of show you what the market experience is all about. So, happy week. Stitchy Tube. We hurried up and watched Stitchy Tube. Bye. Wish me luck.